We have two gospel lessons today. I would ask that you please stand as we read them, or stand as we read. They come from, buckle up, it's going to make you feel real weird for a split second. Yes, I know it's hot outside, so it's going to feel really weird. Our gospel today are from Luke, the 2nd chapter, verses 1 through 5, and Matthew 1, verses 18 through 25. You're going to go, what? Yeah, you're going to get it in a second. In those days, Caesar Augustus declared that everyone throughout the empire should be enrolled in tax lists. His first enrollment occurred when Quirinius was governor of Syria, and everyone went to their own cities to be enrolled. Now, since Joseph belonged to David's house and family line, he went up from the city of Nazareth in Galilee to David's city called Bethlehem in Judea. He went to be enrolled together with Mary, who was promised to him in marriage, but who was pregnant. And now from Matthew. This is how the birth of Jesus Christ took place. When Mary, his mother, was engaged to Joseph, before they were married, she became pregnant with the Holy Spirit. And Joseph, her husband, was a righteous man and didn't want to humiliate her. So he decided to call off their engagement quietly. And as he was thinking about this, an angel from the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, Joseph, son of David, don't be afraid to take Mary as your wife, because the child she carries was conceived by the Holy Spirit. She will give birth to a son, and you will call him Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins. Now all this took place so that what the Lord had spoken through the prophet would be fulfilled. Look, a virgin will become pregnant, give birth to a son, they will call him Emmanuel. Emmanuel means God with us. So when Joseph woke up, he did exactly as the angel from God had commanded him. He took Mary as his wife, but didn't have any hanky-panky until she gave birth to a son. Joseph called him Jesus. This is the word of God for all people.
Thanks be to God.
You may be seated. Now, first of all, it's not Christmas in July because it's not July. It's May. And I know it's hot. And some of you might be like deja vu, like, oh man, I feel like I've heard these scriptures before, but a different time of year. But I think they tell us a different lesson than simply something about the birth of Jesus. Standing yourself in harm's way because it's right is hard. It can cause you to be isolated from your friends, to be cut off from your family, to find yourself utterly lost to the rest of the world. So today we look at a man who became isolated for the sake of God's kingdom. Now when we think of Joseph, we think of a man who listens to God and who remains with Mary. But what else happens to Joseph? What part of the story do we miss as we focus on Jesus and babies and Christmas and wise men and all that other stuff? What happens to Joseph? First of all, Joseph takes some pressure off of Mary. The world in which they live is highly patriarchal. You don't have the protection of a man in that time period. You were hopelessly lost, vulnerable. It's one of the reasons on the cross Jesus says to the disciple, behold this woman, Mary, again. She is your mother. And it is told that that disciple took her into his home. Jesus ensures protection. So Joseph takes some of the pressure off of Mary by remaining with her. But what else, what cost does he bear for protecting her? Now I think it's more of a burden that he bears than getting some sideways glances at a grocery store. Right? I love getting sideways glances at the grocery store. Usually it's because somebody's there who knows what I do. Right? I know I'm a weird pastor, but sometimes somebody actually knows what I do for a living. Instead of asking me what I do, they just know. And then they'll see something in my cart and they'll be like, sideways glance. But it was more than sideways glances that Joseph encounters. He is shunned. And I think it's enough of a shunning that when he goes up to Bethlehem to be counted for a census, and he shows up at his relative's house as hospitality would dictate in the culture at the time, and says, I am here, I am your cousin, I need a place to stay. And he is told, I'm sorry, we're out of space, man. Your family's bad at Joseph. It's not just that everybody and their brothers in Bethlehem. It's that Joseph's that guy that's doing the thing you're not supposed to do. So don't let him in the house. Shut up. When the Son of God would later talk to his followers, he would tell them that all who read the word, that to follow him means to risk being ostracized. And I think part of that comes from Jesus growing up around Joseph and Mary. He grew up in a family gatherings, all kinds of events where he saw ostracization taking place because that was his daily reality. He knew that to stand up for what was right, as his dad on earth had stood up for Mary, could lead to consequences. Standing up against the social order of the world has consequences to our relationships, to what we think is important in the world, and indeed, when it comes down to it, to our life. Now, an oft-heard refrain in churches and in Christian circles is that the church should be countercultural. Play your records backwards. I'm kidding. That's a nice throwback joke. A record, it goes on the thing, it spins, it's external. CDs don't get this. Oh, right. CD is what we had before MP3. Sorry. 8-track. Vinyl. Really quiet. God, nobody thinks I'm funny. I'm sorry. Lindsay Worsley says nobody thinks you're funny. But in Christian circles, in church, we talk about the church should be countercultural. We shouldn't conform to the way of the world. My wife and I had a picnic yesterday with some friends of ours who are Mennonites. And I asked him, so when you have Mennonites and you have Amish who are like Mennonites but not Mennonites. Like, how did you guys split? And he said, well, the more conservative groups in the Mennonite church come into our meetings and say, you're too of the world. And then they say, cars are too of the world. And then they split off. And then the other group lists people that wear the clothes that have like colors to them, like blues and pinks. Oh, you're too of the world. And then they split off. And you're black and white, no zippers, and horse and buggy. So. But that's what we're talking about. The church shouldn't conform to the way of the world. And I actually agree with this sentiment. I don't think the church should conform to the way of the world, but it's how I understand what that means that I think is important. Too often we throw out a phrase, hey, we shouldn't conform to the way of the world. Everybody says, I agree with that. I say, you should probably ask me what I mean by that before you assume that you actually agree with what I'm talking about. We should be countercultural. We should talk with one another in spite of our disagreements. Where we view Scripture differently. Maybe we should dialogue about that. Where our understandings of God and our relationship with God is different, we got to discuss. And how we understand politics. We're already in church, all right? Like, I know religion and politics are the two things you're not supposed to talk about, but we're already in church. So, like, that's 50% of that. That's how I was going to bring the other 50% of this. How we talk about politics. Or policies. I think we should actually start talking again. If we allow ourselves to live into the divides that are in the world, to be a person who says, well, they think differently than me, so forget them, we have fallen into the trap of the world. The church says be countercultural, but then the way that we do that is actually cultural. To be countercultural actually means we talk to each other when we don't agree. And we try to be civil about it. And we don't just say, you think differently than me. Be gone with it. It's easier to avoid difficult conversations than it is to engage with them. Every one of you has been to a family Thanksgiving, I would assume, at one point in your life. How many elephants in that room have you avoided? Exactly. We don't have to use our brains. We live in an echo chamber, and so it's easy to just not have to deal with difference. But what do we miss? We miss the challenge to stand up for things that are right in the face of things that are wrong. And we miss the calling of Joseph stand up against the pressure to conform to society instead of doing what is right and where God calls us to be. How can we be this unsung hero? It's hard to be the hero who stands up to the system, who exposes yourself to criticism and the risk of being ostracized. How do we do that? That's a huge task. Or is it? We call out injustice where we see it. We draw light to racism, sexism, ageism, anti-Semitism, homophobism, the list goes on and on and on. But there are a ton of things in our midst that we don't draw light to, and we don't call out, because it's easier to go around it than to deal with it. We can look at political candidates based off of more than a single issue, or based off of what letter it is by their name. When we consider who we're voting for. We can look at a person, not a letter. We can build relationships, knowing that transforming a life is more important than our own comfort. We can trust in the Lord as we follow God's guidance. Joseph protected Mary, and in turn protected Jesus. When people said, "Cast her out," hit her with stones, he made himself an unsung hero who fades into the scriptures with less than a whisper by trusting in God. Now, what does it look like to build relationships? Well, our video today gives us a hint at the transformative power of relationships. A relationship overcomes our human boundaries and walls, and instead it helps us to see the presence of God in everyone in our midst. That person you hate, God. That person you love, God. That person you don't even know yet, God. A relationship with someone means that when something happens that threatens that person, it isn't just their problem, it's our problem. A quote by Martin Niemöller embodies this power of relationships. He wrote / said several times, "First, they came from socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came from the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. And then they came from the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was a Jew. And then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me." If we are truly countercultural by being in a relationship with everyone, then we will not be silent when harm is being done to someone else, because that means that that person is a part of us. Kingdom of God. When children are being taken from their parents at the border, we must not be silent. When governments are trying to legislate what women can and can't do, without any knowledge about how that works, we cannot be silent. When a child grows up in need, and they are hungry and forgotten and abandoned, we cannot be silent. Does that mean that everyone's going to like what you have to say? When a word needs to be preached, we must not be silent. Does it mean everyone's going to like it? Does it mean everyone's going to agree with what you say? No. Nowhere in the Bible does it say, "Preach my word and everyone will agree with you." It didn't say that. Does it mean you're following the footsteps of Joseph, of Jesus, of the unsung heroes? Yeah. What Joseph realized, and what his example challenges us to realize, is that it doesn't matter how comfortable your sleeping arrangements are at night if your conscience is uncomfortable. It doesn't matter how comfortably you sleep at night if your conscience is uncomfortable. Now, the man in our video could have ignored all these situations he encountered. He could have just been upset about the water falling on his head, and gone on the rest of the day grumbling about it, just like all those people before him probably did. He could have ignored the woman who needed help with her cart, just like all the people in the background. He could have not given that little girl money, just like a shop owner who looks at them all day, every day, and shakes his head. But all of the things that this gentleman does have an impact. Growth happens because he ignores societal pressure to focus only on himself. And he takes a step back and takes a look at the world and what's important. He ignores the pressure to assume the worst in people. Who knows what ripples happen as a result of this man's actions? At the end, we see the young girl teaching her mom to count. We see the cart vendor giving somebody else extra. We see a dog with a home. We see plants that have grown. And that's just the ripples we do get to see. All of us in our lives are creators of ripples. We get to choose what kind of ripples those are. Are they positive ripples? Do we make a positive impact? And those ripples are beautiful because the thing about ripples is that as they go out, you lose track of them. They bounce into other ripples, and that creates ripples. And somewhere down the line, someone's life is changed. And you may have had a part in that. And you may not even know. When Joseph protected Mary, he doesn't know the full scope of what that's going to do to the world. He just knows that God says, protect her. Stay with her. And he says, you got it. He trusts in God. And the ripple that he sets off because of that is huge. But how is he supposed to know that? He's not. That's what it means to be countercultural. Make some positive ripples. Do a cannonball for all you can. Right? Make it effective when you're making a splash. Don't do a pencil off the diving board. Do a cannonball. Do a cannonball. If you want to be bold, do a belly flop. Just know how high you are in the air. That will also make ripples. You just don't just hurt them. But be countercultural by being in relationship, because you might change that person's life through that relationship in a way you could never imagine. And that makes you an unsung hero. And what sucks about being an unsung hero is that nobody knows about it. You get zero recognition often for being a hero. And then God comes along and says, because it ain't about you, man. It ain't about everybody looking at you and patting you on the back and saying how amazing you are. You could change the world. Even if it's just one person's life. Because that person's life might not change the whole world, but it changes the whole world for that one person. And the challenge is to build a better world for everybody. For those people that society says, get rid of those people. They're bad, they're not following the way we do things. God and Joseph cast an example of, no, be with those people, be in relationship. Joseph didn't know exactly what ripples or change there would be in the world as a result of his being ostracized. He just knew that it was the right thing to do. He knew it was right to be an unsung hero. And his challenge echoes forth into our time to be an unsung hero, to confront evil in this world wherever you find it, to do good wherever and whenever you can, to be someone to someone else, and to always remember that you could have the most comfortable mattress in the world, but if your conscience is not comfortable, you can't sleep or the dark. So trust in the Lord, in the guidance of God, and in the power that it grants unto you to be a creator and receiver of ripples. To be someone who is a hero to someone else. Because that's what really matters. That's how we be countercultural. Amen.